I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Cat and mouse vipers. Giant child-snatching vipers are terrorizing New Orleans, pulling children from their homes in the middle of the night in their eagerness to take on human trafficking in the city. Cat and mouse find themselves in the thick of it. Crime, action, drama with a smattering of superheroics. Now, like Roland Mann said, our head honcho here at Silverline, go do some backing, and we appreciate your support.
Beyond the world we know is a place where reality bends and time stands still. A place where legends, fairy tales, and nightmares are real. A world where legends are born and destinies collide. Alice has spent her life lost in an interdimensional rift known as Wonderland, and it forged her into a deadly bounty hunter. With her ancient clockwork guardian Big Tin by her side, they hunt the things that stalk the shadows of Wonderland. Alice Lost in Wonderland, issues 1 and 2 launch May 6 on Kickstarter. Follow along at GoMrFish.com.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
Oh, man, we got a big one for you, don't we, Rocky? What? We got a big one? Oh, we got a big one for you today, people. Yeah. So you guys know why we're here. As soon as this dog lets go of my arm, I will get rid of that thing. Come on. You guys know why we're here. We are here to talk to some amazing people. I am maybe Mort Ditko. Mort Todd called me that yesterday, so I'm sticking with it for the day. I am here with Christy and Scott.
Hi, Pops.
Hey, Pops.
The amazing creators of Flip City Magazine. And between the three of us, we're going to grill these guys. The Zen Dude, Mr. Mark Ditko, and Mort Todd.
Hey, Mark.
Oh, man.
Hi, Mark.
Hey.
Oh, hi, Mort.
Hey, Scott. Nice to meet you.
I made sure I
Yeah,
got
it's
all
nice
my
to meet you,
fanboying
too.
out of the way. I made sure I got my fanboy stuff out of the way on the phone the other day. So actually talk to these guys now. Yeah. Mr. Ditko.
Yes.
You are doing something that a lot of old school comic fans should be really happy about. And I'm going to pull up this screen, but I want you guys to introduce yourselves. And let's start with my co-hosts. Those guys, tell us who you guys are, what you do.
Go ahead.
Christy?
No, me?
Yeah, please do.
Well, my name's Christy McKenzie, and this guy's Scott McKenzie, and we publish, since 2020, the world's best satire, Flip City Magazine. If you haven't checked it out, go to flipcitymag.com. Now, forget this show. Just go to flipcitymag.com.
No, don't forget the show. Don't. We are joined by...
I did open a new tab.
Yeah, there you go. We are joined by the nephew of Steve Ditko. If you do not know who Steve Ditko is, shame on you. Just shame on you. Okay? You can't claim to be a comic person and not know nothing about Steve Ditko. So, Steve, what are you doing? Why? And how'd you end up with this guy? I mean...
Yeah. So, look, he and I had a long history of correspondence. Well, I've known him all my life. I mean, when I was born, he was there. He's my godfather. I grew up with him. So, I've known him all my life. So, but we started a very deep letter correspondence when I moved out west and he stayed in New York. And, since he passed away, I don't want people to forget him, and there was things that he wanted to do that he didn't accomplish. I'm all on it. I'm going to see what I can do to make some of this stuff happen. People need to know who he was. End of story.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. Todd, how do you end up mixed up in this?
Well, first, let me just say, let me correct Christy and Scott when they said they were the world's best humor magazine. I think it's the world's only humor magazine.
Well, that's only and best.
That seems to be the case. There's not much left out there.
Well, exactly. Well, of course, I used to be the editor of Cracked magazine back in the day. And I think my first professional hire was Steve Ditko. He had an office around the corner. I called him up. He brought his portfolio over, like I'd never knew who he was or something, And so, we did a lot of work together over the years, and it was pretty darn unique experience. I got to meet an awful lot of great cartoonists, legendary creators and stuff, but Steve was always on the top. And so, like I said, we collaborated. And then when he passed away, even before then, Mark and I had been corresponding and stuff. And it just seemed a natural marriage.
Yep.
Because like when I left Cracked, I talked Steve into doing a new series of his character, Mr. A. And it would be in color for the first time because it was always like an indie and black and white before then. So we were shooting to do that, but the orders from the comic market were pretty pathetic. So we had to shelve it. But now, a couple decades later, with Mark, we're finally putting it out in full color.
Great.
Okay.
How does that, that's got to feel great to be able to bring something back like that, okay? Because we have RJ at Critical Blast, and he's been reprinting omnibuses of things like Flair from way back in the day, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be a good feeling to be grabbing stuff up that nobody's got to really see looking like this, okay? Oh, where is it? Why is it not there? What is
you got a banner on top there.
Yeah, there it is. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. So we get to hear where you get to bring back all this, well, not all of, but eventually all of, right? You have plans to do other stuff as well. Yeah. So you're covering 4, right? 4 of his previous IPs, right?
Yep. And we're doing remastering them in color, except for Avenging World, which we're keeping in black and white, which is pretty darn suitable, I think, you know. But yeah, you're saying like working on this, it's like working with Steve again, because I've been coloring all the pages and junk. And so, you know, literally been going line by line over his artwork to color it. And
it's got to be so much fun.
Fun. It's really fun.
It's got to be so much fun.
He tells me all the time how fun it is. Yeah, he does. Seriously.
All the way up until you ask for edits, right?
Well, so far so good. I told Mark before that, like, you know, before he passed away, obviously, I'd color up his stuff for fun and mail it to Steve, you know, and he was pretty positive about it. But if he didn't like something, he would let you know. Right. So he was the ultimate editor because it was his work, you know.
So are these all alternate or variant covers of this, or what do we got down here?
No, those 3 splash pages. Okay. There's 3 stories in that issue, so those are the splash pages. All right, cool. And we do have a variant, and it's got this silver.
Oh, here you go, the silver metallic cover.
Shiny.
Nice. Yeah, each of the books have a variant cover. Like we got a cool one with static that has like a hypno foil prism.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah, and the Conga, the Fantastic Giants one. We have an alternate cover of a pinup that Steve had drawn for Mark, and we have it so it's personalized, so you can have your name on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, people. Steve Ditko's work, man, brought up to date.
There's the alternate.
Brought up to date just for you, right?
Hey, yep.
Get you some. Look, we got digitals over here. All 4 of the books. Okay, let's start. We got bookmarks of the static.
Also, though, great colors.
Yeah. You look awesome.
So you got you got the 4 digitals for $5 each. Fantastic Giants, Static, Mr. A, and Avenging World. Right. So you can get digitals if you're one of them overseas people and you're like, man, screw tariffs, screw that, taxes, screw all that crap. Right? Email it to me. Right. There you go. You got the digital version and you can get it. What is up, Cause? Cause, check your ass. Check your ex, bro. We got a new sponsor. He needs an invoice. Go handle that for me, would you, bro? I like it when we get new sponsors. Yes, I do. That's our business partner, by the way. Christy's producer on her show, Creative Chaos, as well. He's my business partner and awesome, just all around awesome dude.
Probably
one of the best world.
Dudes. Yeah.
All around awesome dude.
Yeah, it's good to surround yourself with fun, smart people.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the bonuses I wasn't really thinking that we would get by launching Flip City, but it's been the funnest thing is meeting a lot of incredible talent, and everybody's been really nice.
Now this one right here, this foil remembrance card, I really like that. Are there even any Steve Ditko cards out there in ancient marble card sets or anything?
You know, I think they did, you know, back in the day. I remember
they might have done his art. I mean, they might have put his art on cards, but is there any cards actually commemorating Steve himself?
Well, that's funny that you should mention it. If you were to scroll down a little more, you'll see a set of cards that Mark created that have Mr. A and Ditko art on one side and the quotes of Mr. A and Steve on the other side.
Nice. This is good stuff. There's some interior art for you. Let me see if I can blow that up just a little bit. Oh, it's going to totally go away. Come back here. There. Yeah. Dude, this just reminds me of comics when I started reading comics. You know?
That's what we're shooting for. Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
be traditional and not an eyesore, like most comics.
Yeah, oh, that's beautiful.
Jay,
you
you
guys
in
tell-
comics. What's up, Dave? Good to see you, man. Oh, I didn't see you up there. I'm sorry. What's up, Dave from Genuine Comics? Never heard of all these titles before.
Well, that's
Yeah,
because
that's
he's
the
not
problem.
American.
See,
He's not American.
That's the problem. We got to get this stuff out there.
yes,
Bigger, broader.
And
Well,
I want to mention
they're
real quick
new
as well.
comics to a lot of people. Yeah.
Dave also does a show on the weekend called a drink with Dave. I think I can't remember the name of it.
Drink with Brink.
A drink with Brink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his name is Dave Brink. Okay. He does a show on the weekend. You guys should probably go talk to him this weekend too. A completely different audience than ours. This is the whole thing. I told Mort, I said, we're gonna pass you around like a fatty, bro.
Yes.
I told him. You know, this
We're gonna use you
what
up.
we do. That's what
Man,
we do.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, if you have a show and you want to get these guys out and help them promote this thing, they're both on Facebook. They're easy to find. You know, if you can't find them, hit me up, hit Christy up. We'll hook you up. You know, get this thing out there and get it seen. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. I really like that card though, man.
Indeed.
Really like
Hey,
that. It's a great idea.
just because we're talking about booking shows and all that kind of stuff, how much longer does your campaign have? Did it just launch? And...
It's to the 6th of May.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
And I think we did we talk about doing a countdown for you guys?
No, but why not?
Yeah. Yeah, we will talk about that because I think I have something on the 6th, but I know it won't be an all day thing. So
Right.
if you know what time it's ending, let me know. I'll
Well,
try
we
to
actually-
schedule this
we hit the button at midnight.
at midnight on
Oh, the 6th.
before the
so,
6th or after the 6th.
yeah, it would have been like 11:59 on the 6th.
Okay. Christy, you're West Coast. You are
Yes.
West.
We are.
I think the 6th is a Tuesday and the Silver Line show will be running. But if you want to do a countdown, we'll roll it on the network for you. If you want to do a countdown with these guys.
Oh
What
yeah,
do-
dude. I'll come chill
yeah.
anytime.
Yeah. It'll be early for you West Coasters.
Yeah. Let's put that in stone right now. We're gonna be doing the countdown for this campaign on May 6th.
What do you usually do during the countdown? You got the balloons coming from the
Well,
roof.
we come out like an hour before, and we
I will make
Remind
confetti
him.
just for you.
she will too. Watch. What we do is we come out like an hour before it ends, and we start sharing it out and asking people to share it out and let everybody know it's almost over. You better come get some.
Right.
You know, that's what a countdown is. It's just that last chance, and sometimes people need reminding.
Sure. Or they never heard of it before.
Or like Dave, they never heard of it before. Yeah, Christy's OG West Coast. There you go. So yeah, we will. I got to put it in my calendar right now. Christy, take over for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. You can hear me say dude every other word. Yeah. Anyway, I can't take over all the way because I can't even scroll this campaign. So
Oh, right.
yeah.
I can scroll.
Okay.
Oh,
nice.
actually, we didn't watch the trailer. Should we do that now?
You want to? Okay,
Yeah,
should we start
Yeah.
at the top? Let's start at the top.
All right.
Let's start with this one.
Oh, that was a different video down there. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we got one for 3 of the books, 3 of the 4 books.
There's 3 videos, yeah.
cool.
All right, here we go.
Sweet.
Book one.
See it.
Is it going to play it, or is it just going to make me look? Ah, there we go.
Look familiar?
Already.
Yeah. So great.
It just takes me right back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know what's interesting is like the opening newspaper headlines are actually from an earlier Mr. A, and it was like, late 60s, early 70s. Same damn headlines you see today. Cars burning, riot, race war.
Right. Urban breakdown.
Yeah.
And then the comic itself is from the 90s, and there's a guy in a hospital bed reading newspaper that's talking about social justice. And I'm like, who was talking about social justice in 1990?
That was back when we were just calling it political correctness,
Yeah, I think that's when they started with that, right?
Yeah.
That's when it all started going to hell. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm sorry. No,
Well, it was the first glimmer of the woke culture, I think, after, in the early 70s, everything was getting 70s woke. A lot of your media had those. It had the light messages, which at the time everybody was on board with. Don't
that was the
don't
end,
be racist.
End of
Don't
the
be
free love era, though.
Yeah.
That was the
Oh, yeah.
end of the free love era when the hippies were becoming yuppies.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, I lived through it. I know.
Yeah, it kills me how prescient Steve was, because that other book, Avenging World, is like it's heavy. And Mark's called it like the Ditko Bible and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like talking about stuff that, back then they were thinking Ditko's nuts to bring up these topics. And you read it now and you go like, yeah, that happens all the time now.
Yeah.
It's relevant.
It's so relevant.
It's relevant. Yeah. Now.
Yeah. Definitely.
So you also did a wonderful little silver metallic cover just for Mr. A, right? Yeah. This one's just for Mr. A?
Yeah, that's Mr. A one, and the other one is static.
Was that the one you were holding up earlier, Todd? Because if we can in big and Todd to get a better look at that, I'd love to.
Oh, that is pretty.
Yes.
Fancy.
And even the ad looks cool in hell with the silver.
That is so cool. Yes, it does.
This is the card pack we were talking about, and looks like a pack of cigarettes, and it's even got a silver foil adhesive strip over it. Very classy, I must say.
Naughty advertising cigarettes, sir.
Don't break the seal. Don't break the seal.
Well, that's what I do too. Like, that's like going kind of back to cracked. It says like, warning, this product is addictive.
Yes.
Contents may irrevocably change your mind and outlook on the world around you.
Nice.
Okay, and all of this is all age appropriate, right?
Oh, totally. You know what really surprised me in the very first issue? I saw the worst curse word I've ever seen Steve do, and he used the word crap. And I was like, wow. But there's a lot of swearing in the comic, but it's all, like squiggles and hashtag marks, stars and stuff. And it's only the bad guys that do that.
So this is that personalized tier you were talking about right here for Fantastic Giant. Yeah. Hi, Pops. You still monkeying around? Yeah, I like it. See that? We get one of those specifically for Brian Kriskow. He's the one that did Six Gun Gorilla. It would be perfect.
Oh, yeah. That's
see?
good art, yeah. Mark is bananas about monkeys. So.
Okay, yeah. Give us a little rundown on this one. What's up with the apes?
Well, are you familiar with the old British film Conga?
Yes.
And Gorgo. And so Charlton put those out in the 60s, and Steve drew both series, like I think maybe less than a couple dozen, but a lot. And so we had black and white stats for this art, so I could recolor it without, having to like scan it from the comic or whatever. And So yeah, we're doing a four issue series with Congo, and then later we're planning to do a book called King Size Fantastic Giants that will have Conga and Gorgo.
Nice.
So the reason. I'm on my phone now. You actually get a call. So just a little backstory on that, on the gorilla sort of fascination for me is when I was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, and it was, some time when all the family was getting together, and my older brother was showing my uncle something that he had drawn, and my uncle got a piece of paper and started to just kind of give him some instructions to draw. And I saw that he could draw. So I said, and at the time, little did I know, I was reading Conga because they were around the house. I didn't know he drew them. I didn't know who drew them. They were just comics around the house. So I said, hey, Uncle Steve,
the Ditko name on them?
I'm 4 years old. What do I know? So
No, they didn't have credits back then.
So I see that he could draw. So I said, hey, Uncle Steve, can you draw a gorilla? And he, little did I know, he's drawing Conga at the time that I'm reading. So he draws this gorilla. So that what ended up happening is over time, when I would see him, I would always ask him to draw me a gorilla. And I told him that story. I wrote him that story in the late 80s. And he sent me back that picture. And he said, are you still monkeying around, Mark? And he drew me a gorilla, for that, after knowing that story. So that's our variant cover.
Yeah. So
that's so cool. What a great story to have behind that.
Yeah,
we cut his name out, and we're going to put in anyone's name that they want. It's kind of short.
All right, I want to play this.
Nice. Oh yeah, roll it.
Ready? We'll play this.
Yeah.
One. All right, here we go. Oh, don't make it big. It won't make it big.
Christy, is that you saying along?
Okay, I'm so glad you brought up the music, because I have to know, because I'm assuming, Mort, that you produced that video as well.
Yeah.
Where did that music come from?
King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, it's a great tune.
Yeah.
It's
great
like
background.
The natives are all chanting in a cave or something. all the Japanese actors in blackface.
Just another movie we couldn't make today.
That's right.
It's
well,
one of
the
these.
Japanese probably.
We won't get no monetization for this stream. That's how it works sometimes. This looks awesome, guys. The whole thing looks awesome. So you can get the personalized cover over here, $12. $12 personalized cover.
Can't beat that.
No.
And then you can get all four, the whole set, all four on the digital for $15. Great deal, guys. Look, and then over here, it's static. Now, I actually have some static comics. I do.
Yeah, he's a pretty great character, and he might be one of the more well-known Ditko characters outside of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
You know, and a little kind of backstory on that, a bit, or not backstory, but forward story is he wrote to me in the early 2004, 5, and he was. I have a friend who's runs a post-production studio here in Los Angeles, and I told him my uncle about him. So he wrote to me and he said he wrote to me about what characters he wanted to take to the big screen, small screen, animated. And Static was one that he sent me some comics to as a storyboard, and he wanted me to pitch Static because he wanted that on the big screen. And we're going to go after that at some point.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking too, it might also work simultaneously, much as they do with Spider-Man, where you get a real live action Spider-Man, but you have the Spider-Verse. And I don't know if you guys have seen Spider-Verse, but it's, you know, it's animated multiverse Spider-Man thing. But but the optics, the images they're all pretty psychotic, you know. And I think if it was kind of done in that style, but a little not as extreme, but with a lot of like pop art elements, you know.
So at some point, we're going to take some of these things that my uncle wrote to me and said that he wanted to, and we're going to start kind of shopping them around.
Yeah, smart.
It's a natural. It's like, as I keep saying to people, it's like, can you imagine if you put out a movie and you could go from the creator of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange? I mean, that's worth $1 million.
Oh my God, that clout. Oh, forget about it.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, people, on Indiegogo right now, you can get all 4 of these Steve Ditko.
Let's call them masterpieces.
Yeah.
By all means.
Right?
That's the way to sell it.
It's actually a good word because I don't want to soft sell. Look, this is great stuff. All of you old school comic fans know you love this. You don't even need to think about it. You know you love this, man. And like John said right there, a Static movie would be awesome.
John would know. But also, I think there's an incredible potential for a new audience that doesn't see this stuff. You know, a lot of times, you know, people only know the superhero movies. And I've talked with some people. Sometimes they go, "Oh, they still make comic books."
Yeah.
You know why though? They don't see them in the spinner rack at the grocery store anymore.
Exactly.
Everybody's mom used to know about comics because everybody's mom threw their comic collection away.
and also, another thing about having comics in newsstand, because whenever kids were sick, mom and dad would get a pile of comics. I think when the kids were ill, they were easier to turn them into comic book fanatics. Almost I know. It was like, oh, it started because I was really sick in bed and didn't get much better.
I've heard that story multiple times. Right? That's how I got into comic books, as I was sick and Dad brought me a stack.
Well, what do you guys think that's about? That even the headliners, Marvel and DC, that you don't, is this a failure of distribution that you don't see them in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what happened is they when they started the direct sales shop at market and stuff, that like when they were at newsstands, if they didn't sell, they got the books returned, and the publishers had to pay them. So with direct sales, even though they're only selling a fraction of the amount of the copies, at least they know they're not going to get returned. You know,
right? Yeah.
So that's the advantage.
Right.
So they gave up on newsstand and supermarkets and pharmacies are everywhere.
However,
I mean, it's paperbacks.
The spinner racks are returning to stuff like head shops.
Yes.
And novelty stores. And I mean, they never left novelty stores. But
I do know a guy on the West Coast that is putting books in head shops, in dispensaries.
It's funny you mention that because
what do you got in that bottle, Mort?
Yeah, right. You're a liquid brain juice. But no, for about over a year, me and some partners were looking to getting vending machines for comics, and just And just locally, I did talk to head shops and a lot of other retailers, clubs, bars, because they have space where you can put up, where their cigarette machine was 50 years ago. You can put that there. And the same with the head shops, because it's like, oh man, that comic looks freaked out.
Yeah, I mean, look, back in the day, okay, I was a mythology nerd. I wasn't a comic nerd until I saw Thor on the cover of comics. And then I instantly, like right after that, became kind of a pothead. And I try. Look, I'm 13. I can't get Freak Brothers because it's in the head shop. I'm 18. I can't go in there. I'm that little kid standing out there, not little kid. I'm that teenager standing outside the liquor store trying to get somebody to buy me a 6-pack, but I'm trying to get Freak Brothers comics. I'm trying to get rip-off press comics. I'm trying to get comic books, guys, and I couldn't unless I could find an adult that would go in there and buy them for me.
Yeah. I think up in Maine, I think I was like 11 years old when I started buying undergrounds because it was like at a waterbed shop, that also had pipes and stuff like that and everything, but they didn't care.
Yeah, there was a head shop in Phoenix that sold comics, but just like Feds and Heads, it was all weed related or dope, Dealer McDope comics, all that stuff, right? They sold all those.
There was a place here.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining a waterbed shop now.
Right.
I've been in a waterbed shop. They were cool.
Yeah. And there was another head shop here in town called the Boom Boom Room, and I do remember on the ceiling they had the Marvel psychedelic posters.
Right.
The dark light, glow,
Yes.
the black light poster and stuff on the ceiling. And I was like, whoa, I wasn't even on drugs. And I was like, whoa.
Now I want to go hang out with Mort and just walk around going, whoa.
No, but back to the comic book vending machine idea. That actually might get people buying more comic books just to get it from a vending machine because it's not the novelty
Japanese
of it.
do it. The Japanese do it, and they have it like at train stations.
Yep.
Like you're standing around waiting for something. You get up.
Mort, let's work on that. Let's work on that, Mort.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
And I don't want to give away too much information, but I'm also thinking
this is the whole thing, Mort. This is where we get things done. The madness. This is where we get collaborations together. We get people that can help each other make their dreams happen. Okay,
what, you guys some vending machines?
We're gonna do something, bro. Talk to me.
No, literally, I'm sitting here kind of salivating, but it's just not falling all the way out and saying like, that sounds like a decent franchise thing. Like I might be able to sell some.
Oh, I'd be in on it. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what we learned is that they're all regional. There's not like one network for vending machines and stuff. So you would kind of have to set them up regionally. But the thing is that tripped me out is like modern vending machines. I've never seen them. They got video displays and play music. I mean, they look like
high tech stuff. Yeah.
It's like it was the same going to casino after 10 years, and now it's all like.
A comic vending machine. Can you imagine a comic vending machine that has a video display that shows you the first couple pages of the book so you can see whether or not you'd be interested in it?
Well, I mean, these trailers themselves would sell those books.
Yeah.
I think Christy has a point.
I'm telling you guys, we can make this happen. We can make this happen. Madness vending machines all over the world. Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know what kind of investment you're talking about. And
well, like I said, the regional, they already do it.
Okay.
So you go, I have product for you.
Oh, okay. So
you don't have to pay them. They pay you.
Neat.
And the thing is, too, like I said, with the TV screens, they also have like sliding shelves and stuff, so you can fit whatever your product is. They're not like pre-shaped for a pack of ciggies or something or a candy bar.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I like the idea. I hope Kaz is still watching. We got there's so many things that can come of the way of what happened with Diamond. I mean, distribution it's up in the air right now. I had a guy on Monday Madness from panelfly.io who's trying to build a business that puts indie comics in retail shops and big box retail stores.
Yeah.
Like not on the online, but in the actual store, right? And
well, like Walmart and Target actually license their own books from like Marvel and do their own collections and stuff.
That's what we're talking about. It's like there's so many new options available. You got to get out there and get involved. You got to try new stuff, man. That one there is directed, like I said, it's targeting putting indie creators in brick and mortar stores. So, there's no risk to going and signing up and putting your book up there. There's no risk. It don't cost you nothing. Unless somebody actually buys a stack of your books, then you have to pay a little fee, right? But you just sold a stack of books.
That's the way the game is played.
Yes. I mean, it don't cost you nothing to go put your product on the website. That's the point. They only take money from you if you're making money off them. So it's a parasitic relationship, but as long as everybody's putting money in their pocket,
symbiotic.
Yes, symbiotic. Yes.
No, parasitic.
No, I think you meant symbiotic.
Parasitic. They're all greedy.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
We do. There's nothing wrong with trying to make money, people. That's the whole reason I do this is trying to help people make money.
I'm doing it for the art.
Hey, I'll you know what? Okay, so I'll chime in on this. I have a mission, and my mission is any money that comes in is used to promote my Uncle Steve. My mission is, yes. Do I want some revenue from this? Yes, so that I could do the next project and the next and the next and more and more.
Yes, and see that's what's happening here with us. It's like anything we make goes into the business account and pays for new and better business things.
Yeah,
right. Yep. It doesn't. Pop don't make a dime, bro. At least not yet. I mean, it goes toward making this thing work and making it bigger and making it better. Yeah. That's what everybody's business plan should be until they're big and better already.
Right.
I mean, it also a portion of that goes to me to like hang out with Pops. So
Kitty gets paid regardless. That's what I hear.
Yes.
She gets paid regardless. You see. But yeah, man. So let's watch this static video real quick.
Yeah.
And we will, because we still got more to talk about. I'm having a good time. I'm not in a hurry. If you guys, as long as you guys aren't in a hurry, I'm having a good time.
I'm good.
It still won't let me make it bigger. What does it matter?
Remember that sound, kids?
From back in the day. I don't miss it.
Not at all. I gotta edit that dog barking out of the video. One of my favorite characters.
Ding.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Nice.
Another classic.
God. All right, so there's also one of those lovely covers on
Yeah,
that
if
one
you
too.
click that video and you'll see the effect of the prism that will be behind static.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So we got, you know, the main figure of the cover right above that video, and so we have them like glowing.
Very nice. Very nice. That's how you do it, people. And,
Cool.
and I know this one is something that you like a lot, Mort.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because I think Mark wakes up every morning and cites the passage.
That's right.
Now, over here on the right, we do have some Steve Ditko colored prints. We have the trading cards, the Mr. A trading cards. I keep up over here. We got some shirts, people trading. We got Mr. A t-shirts. The 4 Ditko print comics, all 4 right there, $26. All 4
That's
of them.
a popular tier. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
That's
many-
the one.
How many pages are these?
they're different. The 3 of them are 32 and plus covers, and Mr. A is 48.
Good deal, guys. $26 for over 100 pages. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Do that thing. 150 pages more, something like that. Yeah, do that thing. This I was checking out.
what, my crummy art?
Yes. See, this is where it sucks to be broke ass. I
Oh,
dude,
because
look,
you want to get it. I'm like,
I have covered over 1,000 campaigns.
Yeah.
And I have never had the money to buy what I wanted to buy of it. Not
Yeah.
a single one. If I had the money to buy the thing I really wanted, right? I got the
No
book every now and
had
then.
any sympathy for all the shilling you did?
Well, I mean, I'm just a broke ass. Look, I buy. Some people send me books. Sometimes, some books I buy. Some people I back regularly because I love what they're doing, and sometimes I have somebody get in my inbox and go, "Hey, I'm at 99 backers. Help me push it over the top to 100," and I'll just go back it. And there, you're at 100. Go back to work. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, but I mean, I love these guys. I love what they do. I love what all these people do. As long as they understand that they have to self-promote.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My reach is only so long. You got to get out there and ask other people. You got to ask them, will you share this out? Will you tell other people about this? You have to promote yourself, and you have to be enthusiastic about it.
Well, sometimes I feel a little guilty about shilling and between, Facebook and Twitter and other socials, doing a couple 100 posts or something. I feel like, that's
And
good.
see, this is kind of why we made our Facebook group the way it is, because I would go shill for other people. I'd go post your book in the Facebook group, and I'd get a message, "Hey, you can't promote here. You can't self-promote here." And I was like, "It's not mine. I'm trying to help this guy sell some books. It's not mine."
Right.
Well, we don't do that here. Well, I made a group where everybody can
yeah,
go
I
in
got
there and promote their stuff, right? Because I was like, how stupid is it to have a comic group and not allow people to talk about their comics?
Yeah, that happened. I got a wrist slap in a comics X recently for self-promoting, and I'm like, all right.
That's what I'm
said,
here for. Though.
Like, it's
Groups
literally
behind,
called
right?
indie comics, and I kind of got the thing, but all right.
Look, Unity. Yeah, I'll save that for another day. I'll tell you that story sometime, Christy.
Okay. Hey, by the way, Mort, this original art, what sizes are those? Are they cards or?
Yeah, they're like, I think 5x6 or something.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yeah,
they're
I was
mini print size.
I think if you click on it, it has more details. But I was doing these up at the Ditko Con in his hometown in Johnstown, and so I sold a bunch, but I just couldn't stop drawing. So I had a few extra.
I did not know there was a Ditko Con.
5 3/8.
Oh yeah. So every odd year in September in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, at a place called the Bottle Works, we have a specific comic convention called Ditko Con, and it's happening this September, and then it'll be 2027. So 2025 in September is Ditko Con at Bottle Works in Johnstown. I think it's on the 27th of September. It's all day comic convention, and guests coming in. We got a bunch of guests, different guests coming in, all talk about Steve Ditko, and it's all just about Steve Ditko.
I got a question for you.
Was Steve's hometown.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
My business partner lives in Pennsylvania. One of my very good friends, who's also a creator, lives in Pennsylvania. And I would love to cover the show live. Be there and cover the show live.
Absolutely. We can work that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
See, that's how we do this, people. This is what I'm
there'll
saying.
be some panels, and maybe, I'm not sure, you might be able to shoot the panels too.
Dude, it'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. I mean, even if we can't.
What time of year that was?
I'm sorry. What kind of what?
What time of year is the
September.
Ditko Con?
September. Yeah. I think it's September 27th this year. It's on a Saturday, last weekend of September.
Dude, I can.
And there'll be a bunch of people coming in, guests, some industry people will be there. So Jack Harris will be there. Will Murray's going to be there. Mort's going to be there. There's a whole bunch of guests coming in, and we'll have panels and just all kinds of activities going on. And that's where the Steve Ditko Museum right now is, where we show his stuff. The family shows his stuff. There's a room down there just dedicated to his artifacts and comics. And we'll probably expand that a little bit into a little bit more of a sort of a museum show. But it's all really wrapped around that Comic-Con.
Yeah, if you want to see what Steve drew with and stuff like that, they got that and some cool photos from his youth. But also Johnstown has at least 2 giant Ditko murals of all his characters.
Yeah, there's 3. Really? There's plans for more. Yeah, so we're kind of plastering the city with giant murals of his stuff.
Oh, nice.
They got to change the name to Dittown or something.
You guys got me all. All I'm doing now is sitting here, and the wheels are freaking turning. Man.
Yeah. Need to be in Johnstown.
Dude, the wheels are just turning. You guys are giving me a place to set up where we can do a small interview area or something.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
Hell yes, dude. Yeah, we're there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We're there. We'll broadcast the whole day.
Yeah, Pops, it would be great since it's in Causes that area as well to have Pops interviews.
Exactly. Now my phone's ringing. See that? People are hearing what we're saying right now. I'm telling you. Christy, take me. I'll be.
Yeah, of course. I was actually curious because we hadn't talked about it yet, but is this the first time either of you have crowdfunded, or what's your kind of crowdfunding stories?
Yeah, this
is my first. Yeah.
I've done a lot on Kickstarter, and so it just seemed comics seem to do better on Indiegogo. So this is the first time we're trying Indiegogo, and oh boy, there's a bunch of bugs we're working out.
But I've never done one before. This is the first, the one that's sort of Ditko centric that I'm diving into. Really driven kind of by Mort, but yeah, this is my first.
Yeah, are you enjoying yourself? Because we've only been crowdfunding for about a year, so we're also still kind of learning the ropes. And something I've discovered, I'm not sure if this connects to you guys, but it seems like the more podcasts that you go on, the more success you're going to have.
That's good to know.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So I mean, I run my own business. So I have a full-time, around the clock, 7 days a week job. So I'm squeezing this in on top of that. So yeah, this is a lot of work.
Yeah, the campaign is beautiful. We haven't even scrolled the whole thing yet, and you obviously have put in so much work. I mean, who does? I'm sorry, Mort, was it 3 or 4 trailers?
We had 3 for the 4 books, yeah, and
okay.
I just didn't get around to doing a 4th trailer, but I'm thinking of turning it into like an epic motion comic, the whole book someday.
All right, so there's my partner right there. There's my business partner right there. Look at that. My entire mother's side of the family is from Johnstown.
Yeah, cool.
Oh my gosh, roots.
Cause September 27th, bro.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet. You got to get me there somehow. We got to get there. We got to get there and do this show, man. I got to shut up. I'm all over the floor right now, right? Yeah.
Well, I got a question for these guys. We talk about because these books here, were these all released under Charlton Comics?
No, they're
were they independent?
a lot were. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Steve was one of the first independent cartoonists, like in the
Okay.
early 60s, even before the Undergrounds. He was doing stuff like this. A lot of the Charlton stuff, well, actually, all the Charlton stuff is public domain now. So what we're doing is remastering it. New color. Fixing lettering, and typos. So we're basically creating our own copyright on this as new material.
Wait, so that went public domain, and how many years did it take for that to drop?
Well, it's different with different things, but
Yeah.
Charlton, first of all, failed to properly copyright stuff until 1968. So everything before 1968 was already copyright free, which was, big goof. And then, they went out of business in the, I guess, early 80s and stuff. So when you have like a dormant, dead publisher, an orphaned property, so to speak, you can, like I said, if you do something to it, that is like a legal percentage. I think you got to change it by like 20% or something, and you re-copyright it.
Okay, that's all good information for independent creators to know.
Yeah, I've actually reprinted some old cracked stuff, and that's just it. Because first of all, the cracked, whatever it is now, they don't even want to admit they used to print comics and don't want to have anything to do with it. So that's
right.
Property.
Well, that's just that is like a Chinese Saudi conglomerate that snapped up the brand. Yeah, isn't it that got the cracked branding, and so now they put
that was like in 2005 they did, but it's had like 3 or 4 sellers, buyers.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Like Scripps Howard owned it for a while, and then it was they turned it into like a, what do they call those? Where they're not even like articles; they're just like what are they? Testicles or something like that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's basically top 10 lists.
Exactly.
Left and right.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people were competing to do funny top 10 lists.
Right.
Like left and right. Everybody was in on that.
Don't take much work.
No. But like I know what little I do know about you is that you have consolidated a lot of material to republish, including a lot of old John Severin comic work from I don't even know what publishers.
Yeah, some of that was Charlton, like his Billy the Kid comic and stuff.
The westerns.
Yeah. But I'm pretty much all totally focused on the Ditkoverse right now because it's a lot of work, and I want to see it happen really badly. But I do.
And I'm pushing hard.
Yeah, there's definitely other projects I want to do every now and then. I'm thinking, you know what? I got this. I should put this out or whatever.
Well, yeah, like just regarding it being a lot of work, obviously you guys have the campaign going right now, but as far as all the remastering and everything, is it all done, or are you still going to be working on it for a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's long going.
That's remember. Yeah, I showed you this earlier. Like it's the whole book completely
Oh, that's
done.
right.
Yeah, so we have all 4 books done. We're just waiting to the end of the campaign and see how many we got to print up.
But then we also have others being done and or the process of being done for the next campaign, and some other things that are kind of getting in the hopper.
Right. One thing we're doing is we're doing countdown to Ditko 100 because it would have been his 100th birthday in 2027.
Oh, wow.
So we really want the momentum to build and stuff, and hopefully by then, we'll be getting a lot of international attention, and the Static movie will already be out. And
in the can. Well, yeah, I hope you guys continue to get booked on as many of these streams as you can to beef those numbers up.
Yeah, that's our plan.
Yeah, it's true. Actually, we've been on podcasts, and you can see the number go up in real time.
It just, look, it just depends, right? It's like sometimes we do launch, we'll do a show for somebody and we'll sell a ton of books, and then sometimes we'll do a show for somebody and maybe sell 2. It's like it's all hit and miss. It's timing. It's a million other things. Look, tax day was yesterday.
What was
I want to see everybody buy this book now. Tax day was yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, except for everybody that gets refunds, they actually file early. So it's bad at tax day.
Then they got money. Get some right now. Then look, man, look.
Hey, all we could do is keep pushing, just trying to get. And it's not that we're really kind of feel like we're pushing people to buy. No, we're just trying to get people aware, more people aware that it's there. To me, it's just awareness, not necessarily. Look, if somebody knows the name and somebody sees it, if they like it and they want it, they're going to buy it. It's just getting people aware of it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's what we say.
You guys obviously have a plan to keep going and doing more of these. What is the plan? Like, how often are you going to campaign? And I'm assuming you guys have that figured out.
Oh, you know what? We're gonna, Mort has his idea. Me and the family that are part of Ditkoverse, we have our own vision because we are going to push hard. We want to turn around the fulfillment, within a month, and start the next one. So I want to see 3 campaigns here before the end of the summer done and fulfilled. So that's in my world, but I'm just a psychotic businessman, in a way.
I'm just psychotic.
Like I just see you holding the whip on top on Mort.
Yeah, but I'm also there working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week on all this stuff too. So yeah, I'm right there in the thick of it.
I got a question. Which one of you is handling the fulfillment?
Me and some other family. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to let you know we have a sponsor of the network, Critical Blast Publishing and Fulfillment, and they don't necessarily need to publish a book, but they do a wonderful job fulfilling people's campaigns. They've done 100 campaigns, some big ones, small ones, all of them. I've never heard anybody complain about their service, not their clients or the people that receive the product. It doesn't cost you anything.
Connect us up, and we'll talk.
RJ, we're actually broadcasting on their channel right now. So, RJ, if you're watching, here you go, man. I got you another client, bro. That's what I do.
Email me at Mark MARK at Ditkoverse.com.
Yes.
Anybody can email me. You got questions, you got to help, you want to do something, Mark at Ditkoverse.com.
Woo.
That's how we do this. Now I'm looking at this original Mr. A #1 from 1973, wherein there are 9 still available.
Shocking.
Remember what I said about stuff that I'll see that I'll never be able to afford to buy? But that is like, that's my wheelhouse. And everybody knows I love getting first print number ones of stuff, right? Even like brand new indies. If it's a first print and it's number one, I want it before they decide to redo it.
Yeah, I love that book.
So many indie creators will come out here a couple years later and they go, man, number one really sucked. I'm going to do it over again. And I giggle. And I go, yeah, you do that because I got first print number one, right? So
when I was a kid, there weren't comic shops, and this wasn't on the newsstand. So I used to do a lot of mail order for Steve's books when I was like in 5th grade or something, because like it was the Monster Times, it was a newspaper, and they would advertise all his books. So
now, before I scroll down farther, are the other ones down here in this form as well?
How do you mean?
The other 3 books?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Now I really, really, really want one of these.
Yeah, that's the actual physical copy from 1973.
That's right in my wheelhouse, man.
Now I'll throw this out there. This is our first campaign, so what we're putting out there, is, I'll say, very choice. I'm a fanatic. I buy all that old stuff, so I have a pretty extensive collection of old stuff that eventually we might work our way onto perks into future campaigns.
I'd like to invite you to come out to our Sunday show at 3:30 p.m. Eastern called the Show Offs, wherein we do that. We show off old cool stuff.
Oh yeah. But this what you're at now is something that is going to allow people to buy special items, in the future once we release them. Ditcoin. The
Ditcoin. Now, is this going to be a crypto or is it just going to be a coin?
It's real. It's going to be physical.
For now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah. So we have a series of Ditcoin denominations, and they'll be obviously it's collectible, but ultimately my plan is they will be treated as money for future special edition items.
Beautiful. But I wouldn't want to give it up.
They're being manufactured right now, so we don't have photos yet, but
they're
that's a cool
in
idea.
production, and they'll be ready in time for the end of the.
I just got attacked by a dog again. I keep getting attacked by dogs over here. Now here's the art we were talking about earlier. There's 7 of these left. Now, did the first come first serve? They get to claim the one they want.
Yeah, because what it is at the end of the campaign, you send out a survey for like T-shirt sizes, whatever, and it would be the same with this, where we'd list them, and it would be first come first serve.
So the person that backed this tier, there's only one that's backed it so far. They get to pick first.
Yeah,
one they want. Okay.
Yeah.
There you have it, people. We don't know which ones are gone. You should probably go ahead and hit them up and say, hey, which one do you want, so you can X that one off.
That's a good point.
Yeah. That way people know what's left and they won't be I thought I was gonna get Iron Man and I got Mr. A. Well, you should have Mr. A is way more rare than Iron Man.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. I don't want to scroll past that freaking number 1 right there. You see that? I just want to leave it there. What else we got down here? 8 print and variant covers. So you get the prints and the variants for $95.
Now that number's wrong. And just to make this public, that should be 72. So that number's wrong. And what we're going to do is anybody that's got that is we are going to give them Ditcoin to use in the future for future purposes. So that number is in error, but we're going to fix that.
Cool. All right, there you go. Bonus sneak peek at upcomings.
Yeah, those are all our second issues for these books.
That. That's what you're supposed to do, people. Tease them a little bit. I'm an ash can guy, right? So I think every campaign should have an ash can for the next book.
Yeah.
Well, I've been calling these ash cans, and because I figure once we go into the comic shops, then they wouldn't be ash cans anymore.
I collect ash cans too. You see,
Like
I
you make
just
that.
like molding this into what I want. You see,
Yeah.
It's, look, it's all about having fun, getting stuff that you love. Do us a favor, you guys. The link is over there in the chat. It's over there in the chat on Rumble. It's in all the chats. Grab it, click the link, share it out to your friends. Because hey, man, you probably got some old friends that love Steve Ditko. You know, it's like my reach is only so far, but with your help, my reach
And
can be
if
infinite.
they don't like Ditko, they should know about him and they'll love him.
Yeah,
Because that's just it. Like even a lot of old comic fans, they don't know artists by name and stuff, you know.
You
but
know,
like,
I didn't. I didn't for the longest time. I didn't look at that credit page.
Right.
I read the comic, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
when
when you're able to say like co-creator of Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, not too many people can say that, and most people have heard of those characters. So.
Yeah. See,
It's
like
good.
with me, when I first met Mike Barron, I knew Punisher, I knew Nexus, but I didn't know he was in about 30 different boxes here in my room. Right? I mean, he was all over the place, right?
Everywhere.
I didn't know that till I met him, got to know him, started seeing what all he had been involved in.
Had all the badgers.
Because I didn't pay attention back then. I read the book. I didn't care who wrote it. You know.
Well, yeah, you know what? What I have to say, you know, that, and again, it's a driver for me. So we had, after he passed away, we had our first Ditko Con in Johnstown. We led into the Ditko Con with a 2.5 month exhibit of all of his stuff. Never seen before personal things. It was we filled the bottle works with all kinds of things. I was down there every single day. I stayed, actually worked down there, and I had people come in from Johnstown who was looking at his artwork and said, "He drew Spider-Man? I thought Stan Lee did." So even then, so to me, and that, you know, that lights a fire in me of like, wow, there's people out there who believe that or don't even know that Steve Ditko was connected. So, I mean, that's the gap I'm trying to fill, is even with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange and all that, he created Doctor Strange. He brought it to Marvel, you know, so that's kind of stuff, aside from just getting his stuff out there and getting people to buy it and get interested in it. I'm just trying to set the record straight as I can.
Right. And then I told Mort, and I think I told you, I was like, I'm not going to take this into any direction you don't want it to go, but you are more than welcome to elaborate on anything in that arena. You know what? It's something that eventually I think about putting as a stretch goal here. We're still kind of working on that. Is he wrote 16 essays on his history of comics, where he wrote literally 40 to 50 pages of what was actually going on through the development of Spider-Man. And he wrote 16 essays on that a lot of people have, obviously most people have never seen. But it actually is his own words of him being there and what was actually going on. That is so telling that it just, would blow people's minds. I don't have to say anything. He was there. He wrote it down. So that's the kind of thing that I think we're working, and I'm personally working on getting out there, just to get people through his own words, understanding what really went on in that time period. I want to do a 16 episode slideshow where the slides show what he's referring to as he's talking.
Yeah.
And have somebody audiobook that thing, man.
That'd be interesting. So that's the kind of, again, I'm just trying to bring awareness to that stuff. I'm not trying to be in some camp or whatever. It's just there's a reality. And the reality is he was there. It's his words. I'm not speculating. It's his words.
Well, Mark, I'm kind of curious, like, as you were growing up, with your uncle and everything, like, it sounds to me like you guys had a very close relationship.
As a family member, we were a family, and we were a very close family. Yes.
Yeah, it's quite obvious. You're on this path. It's like, don't forget, like, you want to tell his story, the thing that only probably the most rabid fans know. So it's kind of like insider peaks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
So I mean, we didn't know, and he didn't promote who he was when he was with the family. We were just family. In fact, I didn't even know what he did. None of us did until we were probably teenagers. You know, so prior to that, he was just one of our fun uncles and our fun family members. You know, flipping burgers.
Pictures of you.
mhm.
I'll bet
What's
it
that?
was one of the
The one
funnest.
that could draw pictures of you. Which, by the way, did he ever do that? Like do little caricatures and stuff of you guys?
No. But he would draw if we asked him to draw something. You know, like I'd ask him to draw gorillas. You know, and he would draw, or he would give lessons to my brother, and you know. But the relative, see, there was the adults and there were the kids. The kids would ask him stuff. The adults would be like, "Hey, look, it's like let him be. He's on vacation. He's family." You know, and he did have this attitude of what was in New York stays in New York, and he's here in Johnstown when he would come back, just as a family member. So the adults would try to keep us away, but we didn't sometimes, you know. But he didn't care. He was our uncle. You know, he treated us as you know, nieces and nephews.
Yes, of course, and of course he'd have to oblige. You know, if you're asking him to help you draw something or draw something for you, of course. That's what uncles do.
Yeah.
And you know what? And even in his older age, you know, I went back in the mid to 2000, I don't know, early 2000s, 90s, and I took a bunch of comic books and actually asked him if he would sign them. Spider-Man. I asked him if he would sign them. He signed them. So, you know, because he's family and he was always a loving family member.
Right. Well, conversely, all the years I worked with him, and you know, we talked all the time. He would never talk about his family, you know, and I from what I hear from the family, he never really talked about his work. So
No.
he kept him pretty separate.
So I got
And
to
the
tell
only
the
reason-
story about this real quick. Is it okay if I tell the story about this here real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
So last night I got a phone call in the middle of a show. I was doing a show and I get a phone call. And it was that guy. It was Mort, right? And of course I halted the show. I'll be right back. Poof, I'm over there. I'm answering the phone and he's like, I think my elbow dialed you.
It did. I had the phone on my bed and I was moving and it started ringing. And I was like, but on top of it, it said, maybe Mort Ditko.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
I had no idea, you know, I didn't know I was calling Pop, but like, you know, the phone was trying to help me out, you know.
Funny.
That's why he's got his maybe Mort Ditko
Maybe
tag.
Mort Ditko. I don't know.
and you didn't know until after you did your regular greeting that you do to Mark, which is what's up.
I'm like, yo, Mort, what's up? Right? I'm like, you know, because I'm excited to talk to him again. And I was hoping he wasn't going to say, hey, man, we got to cancel tomorrow.
Right.
And that was the first thing went through my head, man. We weren't going to be able to do this today. So
I didn't know you were in
Mort,
the
how you
middle of
doing?
the
You know, and sure enough, he's like, I think I called you by mistake. Who's this?
Hey,
Funny.
I've only ever known ass style. So good
Yeah,
job.
butt
with
dial.
that.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, right.
I went in the group chat and said that. Mort Todd just butt dialed me. But look, everybody, I say it all the time. My reach is only so long. If you extend my reach, it's infinite. Share these things out. Share these links out to the campaigns. Share the shows out. Let people get to know these guys. That's what we do, man.
Do it for Steve Ditko. Do it for Steve Ditko.
You could even maybe be Mort Ditko.
Please. You don't want to do that.
But yeah,
Yeah,
hey,
what tier do we need to back to get Mort's personal number?
Yeah, that'd be
I
on.
did say I was a broke ass. It's probably for sale. No, I'm kidding. But anybody that is trying to get a hold of them to help them promote their project, get a hold of me. I will hook you up with them. I promise. I already did. I think John from John's Long Box might have got a hold of you guys. I sent him your, I told him my contact information is in the description. It's in the description of this show. You can get a hold of these guys, get them on your shows, help them out. Come on.
Yeah.
It's what we do, guys. It's what we do. Christy, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm not ending this unless you guys want to, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. Scott, it's always good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Great meeting you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Mort, thank you so much for being one of our first 5 quotes, and it was fantastic. I know you probably have no clue what you said, but it was something like,
it's very nice.
It's on our website. It says, I'm usually pretty cynical about humor magazines, but you guys are doing great work. Keep it up. And that felt so good.
That's my
thank
favorite.
you for that.
Kind of.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, I was really impressed, because I know it's not easy to do, and and it looked great. And
I don't know what the last one you saw was, because that was a couple of years ago. And
yeah, I moved a few years ago, and I neglected to get you my address.
Okay, well that's okay, because at some point when finances got tight, so we wiped a lot of mail outs off of our list. We had to pare our list down quite a bit, but I think it was probably number 7 or something.
Anyway, but we would love to get you a newer copy and get another quote.
It's still pretty good.
I'm a quote fua.
Oh,
yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Fresh.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we were not supposed to survive this long. We're going into number, we got 24 on the racks. This was not expected to last, but
yeah, it's phenomenal.
Still hanging in there.
Number 23, people. Doesn't that look good? Come on.
There's a Joker 2, the musical. We got a musical. That's inspired by all the Mad and Cracked musicals that I would read 100 times and crack.
Do you actually have sung to the tune of?
I do.
Yes, absolutely.
They'd always have that, like sung to the tune of Maria or something.
Well, this Joker movie was using all the music was 40s through 60s. So, and which is, it's kind of difficult to do a musical based on new music, because who cares about the new music? And, I mean, you got a lot less to choose from, especially, and you have less to choose from that everybody can relate to, because music is so, what's the word? Broken into genreified, and, so this was kind of, it kind of worked out well because the movie used old standards, so I could go back
like what the world now,
and stuff like that.
Things that pretty much I think even younger generations probably still know those tunes.
Yeah.
I hope at least.
And I know everybody says, "Oh my God, a musical!"
It's that song from the Joker.
Yes,
Joker song.
Oh man!
But yeah, I do think I have to Toodaloo for a couple of reasons, and one having to do with nature calling.
We understand that. We understand those. We used to have really long
I can't thank you enough for all the help and promotion you've been giving us, and it's real fun hanging out.
Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah.
Anytime, man. Look, every show we do, we encourage people to get in the chat and drop the link to what they're doing as well. Like I said, this is a promotional and networking platform. We want everybody to succeed. When you see us live, look, everybody's got a dang one of those wrench things, right? I got to give this guy a wrench because he's doing the thing, but he can't drop a link. So we give him a wrench because we want them to be able to do this. How come I can't give this guy a wrench? Oh, I know why. Hold on. He's not in mine. He's in yours, Christy. Sorry.
Oh, well, hello, Shifter. I do not recognize your name, and you don't automatically get a wrench on my channel.
I didn't get everybody.
I'm a little more tight with my wrenches. Anyway,
if I got to take it away, I'd take it away. But I give everybody a wrench in the hopes that they will, when they see this little banner go by, drop their links. You got to. I'm trying to help everybody. the bigger this gets, the more people we can help. So
Yeah, and just so Mark and Mort know, I'll reach out to people that you guys probably haven't met and let them know you're looking to book stuff and tell them to reach out.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yep.
Mort.
Thank you.
I mean, the pedigree on these projects, it should
Right.
be huge.
Just
it,
so
really
it should be way bigger than it is. Now, I did mention to you guys both, I think that you need to put it everywhere else.
Yep.
Put it
Yep.
everywhere.
We're working on that.
Comment, put it on Kickstarter, put it freaking everywhere, man. We'll promote it the same. There's some people that don't use other platforms, and some people that are very strict about they only use this one.
Yeah, I heard about a Fund My Comic.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I heard good things about it, so we might try that next time.
Yeah, we're
I mean,
giant
no, I mean with
Fund My
this
Comic
campaign, I
Yeah.
would do it.
Well, it wasn't. I didn't think it'd be wise to do them on 2 different platforms at the same time.
Go on 3, go on 4, go on. Look, you're
It might
selling
be, though.
books. You don't owe Indiegogo anything. You're selling books. Go on Kickstarter. Go on Fund My Comics. Sell books.
Let's talk about it, Mort.
I'm being
Let's talk
dead
about it.
serious.
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious. You
Do
don't
it.
owe them to only be on their platform. You really don't. And it's your object is to get books in people's hands and get them seen by more people. Then you put your books on more platforms.
Right.
It's and I would do it. I would not wait. I would it's just copy and paste. You're putting the same thing over there, right?
Right.
Do it. Luke Stone, he'll help you out. The wonderful thing about Fund My Comic is it's not AI. You actually get people when you call and say, I'm having a problem. You actually get a person that will help you make sure your campaign looks good.
That's weird.
It's a big plus when it comes to people that aren't are new to this, right?
Right.
The crowdfunding thing. It doesn't hurt to have somebody walk you through and make sure you get exactly what you want on your campaign. And you can also set up a storefront over there.
Oh, really? Oh, that's good.
Yes. Storefront that just stays up, and when this campaign's over, you just storefront it, and then you make a new campaign for your next one. When that one's over, you put that stuff on your storefront, whatever you have leftover stock or whatever.
Right.
Storefront.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, Mort.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
That's what I do. Try to help you guys sell books. So,
also, thank you so much for thinking to invite us to come kind of co-host with you and hang out with
very
these
nice
guys.
of you.
We had a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
it was and that was natural.
By all.
That was natural. When I found out Mort was going to be, that I was going to be bringing Mort on the show, it was like Cracked Magazine, Flip City Magazine. And then Christy's like, oh, yeah, he gave us a quote once. And I'm like, you guys already know each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't met Mort, and I was like, hells yeah, I want to look at that guy in his eyeballs.
You see, that's another thing that so many people have met through what we do and have collaborated on different stuff through what we do. Just that alone is inspiration for me to keep doing this.
Right.
Because more new stuff is coming from it.
But you're doing the Lord's work, brother.
No, I'm just doing I'm doing the Indie Nation's work. If that's what's driving me, that's between him and me. You see what I'm saying? He can kick my ass for the first 55 years when I get there. The last 5 years I've been trying to do right. What can I tell you?
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We need to close it out.
Yeah.
Before Pops goes into his prison stories and everything
Mort needs the bathroom.
They would not let us have Crack Magazine when I was in prison, just so you know.
There you go.
No.
okay,
That's the only story I'm going to tell you.
Pops,
There we
we
go.
need to
Talk
close it
about punishment.
down.
That's the only story I'm going to tell you right there.
Mark,
really
it's great to
happy.
meet you.
Yeah.
Mort, it's great to talk to you again.
Likewise. Good luck with
Yeah.
the flip side.
I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Go to Indiegogo. Get you
Yes.
some
Yeah.
Steve Ditko.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
also, thanks to the audience that's tuned in and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Hopefully, they'll wander over to the Indiegogo. Oh,
If you have
look,
questions, email me. Email me.
hey, Mark, you
This guy
see
says
who's
he
here?
knows you two. He says
No.
he knows you two.
I can't see anything on my phone.
Javier is here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
It is.
Okay.
Welcome.
Okay, then.
Thanks for watching,
Right.
everybody. We appreciate
Yeah, thank
you.
you, guys.
Please go check it out. If you can't buy it, share it. Can't buy
Indiegogo.
it,
Yeah, there's no way you can really steal it. Like when I was a kid, you know, like
we are out of here. Thanks for watching,
Okay.
everybody.
thanks again
Mr.
for
Todd,
appreciate it.
Mr.
Bye-bye.
Ditko, Scott and Christy, love you guys. Y'all have a great day. We'll be back later tonight with a couple other shows. I don't even know. Silver Line.
All righty.
and,
Peace
First
out.
Christmas. Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
Peace, everybody.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens day.